Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube streets. This is your home girl, Arabia Barbosa 914, which is the county, New York. We are in the motherfucking house. This is your home girl, Arabia Barbosa, aka the BT 1000, aka the Jeeper Creeper on this shit, aka Lucy the Vampire, aka the German Shepherd in the goddamn room. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, I was trying to fall asleep, but I can't fall asleep because we see what's going on in these YouTube streets. We see what's going on. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Kujana mimi kula chakula miji baridi. Ven aquí conmigo. It is what it is. Kujana mimi kula chakula miji baridi. Nini kuzimu kila wakati. Yeah. Kuvuta kiti. Kuvuta kiti pumzika. Unakari bishwa. It is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I'm your home girl. Arabia Barbosa 914, which is kind of York. And I was trying to go to sleep, but I cannot go to sleep because we got all these disturbances going on these YouTube streets. And as I was working last night on the job, I heard Selena's video. I'm well aware that she and the death coach over there are never going to see eye to eye. They're not going to see it. It's not going to happen. We cannot ask these two women to piece it up because it's not going to happen. Shout out to the chat. If somebody's fucking with you, fuck with them back. I'm all for that. But I remember the death coach. I remember. Because I remember the beefs that happened over a year ago on this app. I remember. And I have not forgotten. I thought that particular war, that particular battle was over. But obviously it's not over. I'm going to tell you, I met these different women on this app around the same time. Same time. But one appealed to me more than the other. Selena. Shout out to Selena. I ain't got nothing against Selena. Regardless of who she's friends with, who she's friendly with, who she supports, who supports her, I don't care about that. But I know what's going on in these YouTube streets. I'm not blind. I'm not blind. Shout out to the chat. I am your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. 914, which is kind of New York. And me in New York, my people that sit in my bosom, we agree on what we agree on. And we see what's going on in these YouTube streets. And I realize that is a battle going on between the death coach and Selena. And me and the death coach had words a couple of years ago. And I was chastised. I was put on the spot for speaking certain words. words of disrespect and threatening words. And I remember my words to the death coach because it happened on two different platforms on these YouTube streets. A shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And I remember, see, my memory wakes me the fuck up. Because these YouTube streets is like the penitentiary. The YouTube streets is the matrix. The YouTube streets is the in-between. Shout out to the chat. Came home. Took me a shower. Made me some breakfast. Drank me a cup of water. Smoking my cigarette. And listening to the video that Selena did the other night. And I understand what she's talking about. I do. I do. I'm not going to come in here and have a blind eye and say, I can't see what Selena's talking. Yes, I do. Especially when it comes to the death coach. Selena doesn't know that me and the death coach had words. Words on different other channels on these YouTubes. And it was not nice. It was not pretty. I heard words that she said to me, and I said words to her. Shout out to Jack. Those words were not correct, what I said. And I don't hide or what I think or what I see or what I feel. Shout out to the Jack. I ain't never gonna be scary. So I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I remember the battle between those two women. And it was something so simple. And I don't mean no harm, but I do believe that when the death coach left from off these YouTube streets in the sector, she got twisted and turned into something maybe she didn't like. But the truth is always going to come out, regardless. Shout out to the chat. I heard what you said, Selena. I remember. See, certain words and certain things can wake up my memory. Something I want to forget. Because I remember the death coach coming for this one and that one and saying this and that and how me and her had a clash of the titan moments on different YouTube channels in this fucking sector. It did fucking happen. I'm not going to say it didn't happen. That's why some people call me the most dangerous subscriber. But I heard what I heard. And I'm not going to stay up that much longer. Because I don't want to be up here 15, 20 minutes. But I heard. I recognize. I remember. I recall. And trust me. Believe me. I know the truth about that exchange between those two women. Because the death coach did everyone like that. She did every woman in the sector like that. A shout out to the chat. Those that I agree with, those I disagree with. But back then, it was a different story. It was a different day. It was a different year. I remember what happened. As far as my memory goes back, it's 2 years. Because I remember being 49 years old, meeting all these different women, turning 50, then turning 51. So that's 2 years. Shout out to the chat. I'm not no angel. I never said I was a fucking angel on this fucking app. But I fucking remember. I fucking remember when certain things are played out again on these fucking YouTube streets between different women. I fucking remember. And have not forgotten. Y'all might think that maybe it don't remember. Maybe it don't care. Yeah, maybe it don't care. I just don't care for the choir I don't care for certain members. But those I have been subscribed to for quite a while, I do care about. Whether you believe that or not, shout out to the chat. It doesn't matter. I remember the war. I remember the battle. I remember the arguments. I remember the back and forths. And it was not so much between Selena and the death coach, it's between the death coach and other people. Then, unfortunately, Selena got caught up. And she didn't mean to get caught up. She didn't. Not that day. Not any day. I'm going to tell you something. I may not agree with certain things that's going on in these YouTube streets, but I do remember the fucking truth. And it wakes me up because I can't sleep. I can't fucking sleep. Because when I remember when I used to go live 4:30 more, where was I walking? To the fucking job. Other people got in my fucking chat. On the big channel or on this channel. Shout out to the chat. You woke me up. But I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to work tonight. I can't let nobody stop me from winning the money. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm going to do this afternoon. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. But I did everything I needed to do. So when I get up later this afternoon, I can simply go out and do what I need to do for this evening. I got a lot of shit I got to do. A lot of shit I got to do before I leave South Carolina. Because I'm going back home to New York. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. All these fucking hurricanes and tropical storm. Man, I can't take that. But I pray for my homeboys and homegirls, my family that's down there in Louisiana. Shout out to Louisiana. I got the report that the hurricane storm came down there. One of them, I think it was called Helen or whatever the name of that storm. But I remember Hurricane Katrina. I remember Hurricane Hugo. I remember different storms in real life and on these YouTube streets. And I ain't never gonna forget. Ever! Selena might be friends with certain people I don't like. That has nothing to do with the fucking truth. I am the BT 1000. I am the Jeeper Creeper on this shit. I am Lucy the Vampire. I am the German Shepherd and the goddamn motherfucking Rome. And I remember what happened. And it was over a year ago. It was over a fucking year ago. And the death coach came back just to disturb everything, just to rile up everything. Why? Why is that? Think about it. Think. I heard your video, Selena, and I'm siding with you on that note because I remember. I don't forget. Even though me and some of those women that fought against the death coach don't see eye to eye right now. Some of us do. But when anytime it comes to that goddamn death coach, I'm always going to be growling and seeing eye to eye. Now shout to the chat. Good morning, Worldwide. Good morning, Angelo. Yeah. Yeah. I heard Selena said. She was telling the goddamn truth. Risha. I heard Risha's voice in her video. I said, oh my God. The nightmare has returned. The BT 1000 is awake. And I ain't gonna fall asleep until this thing is solved. Oh yeah, so that's gonna be a problem if I don't get no sleep for the next 5, 6, 7 days. Oh yeah. I've been through this before. Shout out to the chat. Now, I'm out of here. I want everyone to have an awesome day. I'm getting ready to take my black ass to sleep. But I want Selena to know. I heard your voice. One thing you got to tell that death coach, you reclaim your motherfucking time. You ain't got to yield to the goddamn floor. Reclaim your time. Risha, reclaim your time. And I mean that. Because I remember every battle, every argument between us, death coach over there. And I thought, because on my big channel, I had celebrated the death coach was gone. That Queen Regina had nailed in the nails, coffin of that vampire. Let me tell you something. Me and the death coach, we got the same dark spirit. We got the same fire. Only thing is, she got different situation. My situation is different. Shout out to Jack, because the way she did Mr. Skinny was wrong. The way she did any man on this YouTube streets was wrong. Y'all see what the death coach is doing. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Let me get my sleep. Because I can't get no sleep for the next 5, 7 days. It's not going to be looking good. Oh, I'll still keep going on and on. As long as I eat, as long as I drink my fucking water, as long as I take care of my personal needs. But I remember the war. And I remember the battle. And I remember the outcome of the battle. Why don't the death coach go back to where she came from? Go back over there and do the videos you want to do. Nobody's stopping you. Selena felt some kind of way. So it is what it is. Selena can fight her own battles. But I remember. And I don't forget. I'm like The Grudge. Remember the movie The Grudge? I'm like that. Shout out to the chat.